Hello everyone, it's Dr. Anthony Cliff here, and in this very short video, we're going to be discussing what focus groups are, the benefits, their challenges to them, and how to actually conduct them. So let's go. So, a focus group is a structured group discussion used in qualitative research, and typically we use them to try and get an insight on a particular topic or an idea. And usually this would be between 6 to 10 people. Any less than kind of four, it's more of an interview. Any more than 10, it can become quite difficult to kind of manage. And those people in that particular focus group, they need to be representative of that demographic that you're kind of looking at. And the focus group is often guided by you as the researcher who is a moderator. The main goal or focus of a focus group is to understand the range of perspectives within that group. So, unlike one to one interviews, focus groups encourage participants to interact, and this then potentially reveals new insights as they build on each other's ideas. And this dynamic can really help you as a researcher identify common themes that are coming up within that group. It helps you to understand group behaviors, and it also allows you to get a sense of the different perspectives from those subgroups within that population. So, what's the first step in making a focus group? Well, first and foremost, you need to understand, why am I doing a focus group? Is a survey better, for example, or is a interview better? Once we've done that, we need to then identify a representative sample. So I say between 4 to 8 or 6 to 10 participants. Then we need to have a list of short, open ended questions, because in a focus group, we have that one question and it's up to the participants to talk to each other to generate that information. And consider the use of props here. So, for example, it might be a graph that you might show them, it might be a piece of information, it might be a product, for example. Using props can be a really good way of getting participants to engage in a focus group. So, when we're here conducting the session, there are a couple of things obviously that we need to make sure that we're doing. Of course, we want to make sure from an ethical kind of point of view that they've signed their consent forms and they've agreed to the session. But you as a researcher, make sure the setting is comfortable and you set up that space. You might have some water out, for example, or any props are already there, because it's your job to encourage as much participation from your participants as possible. And this might come down to a couple of icebreakers, for example, at the start, which aren't part of the research but get your participant comfortable. You want to make sure, obviously, that you are using open ended questions, no closed questions. But it's your job to be a moderator here. Unlike an interview where you are the one who are asking the questions and prompting, here you're just there to guide that discussion as it goes through, to encourage that balanced participation. If it goes well, we as researchers shouldn't really need to get involved. So, what are the benefits then of doing a focus group? Well, a focus group really offers quite unique benefits, that it allows this rich discussion but offering different perspectives rather than a one to one interview where you might have had to do loads of interviews. You get all of that data in one point, and we get to see those different perspectives, particularly if some participants don't agree with each other due to their experiences, and why they differ can be really, really useful. There are some limitations to consider. So, not only is there obviously a practical element to this in terms of getting your participants in the same location at the right time, can be a bit of a hassle sometimes. But the big problem that focus groups have is potentially you might have participants who don't really talk, which is an issue, or actually the other side, often you'll find one person will be quite dominant in that group. And if you are asking some sensitive topics, obviously be considerate that some people probably don't want to disclose that information to a group that they don't know. But the other big limitation of a focus group is actually you can generate too much information, and some of that information might not be 100% relevant to your research question. So we have to consider that. But overall, focus groups can be a really, really effective tool when it comes to your qualitative research. So that brings us to the end of this very whistle stop tour of focus groups. If you've liked what you've seen, and then don't forget to check out our other videos where we focus on all things qualitative research and research in higher education.